Hey guys, Rory from ANS here. We're looking at a goggle from VIO. So this is the VIO XS II. This is kind of their mid goggle right there. Their Contour, their XS, and their Ascend. So the XS II right here, we got this one. This is the clear one right here. So this whole thing is clear. It's like a translucent clear. You can kind of see through it. So if you want that like ice look or that clear look, the XS II's got you covered. It's got a modular design, so the bottom skirt can separate from the frame. The lens obviously comes out. The foam comes out. All the stuff can come out. It does have a foam ear, or like a rubberized foam ear that is separate from the goggle. So it isn't all one giant molded piece. And you have really good flexibility through the skirt section right here, as well as on the ear. So comfort-wise, it's a nice, comfortable goggle. If you've tried on the Contour goggle and you feel that it might be a little too narrow or a little too close to your jawline, the XS definitely is wider. So if you're looking for the same feel, like the foam and everything, how it fits on your face, but you're looking for something that has a little bit more room to it, then this goggle is what you want to look for. Now, obviously, it being a little bit wider makes it a larger profile. It's a bigger goggle, but you know, you might sacrifice that for just the feel. So definitely try both of them on if you can and make your choice from there. But we've got the Contour here, or I'm sorry, the XS here, not the Contour. And again, flexible all the way around. Now, on the inside, you do have the dual layer foam right here. So it is nice and comfortable, and it is replaceable should you need to replace your foams. It does come with a goggle bag right here. You need a goggle bag, and then that's it. Going to be inside your box. So this is what you're going to get with your box right here. All right. Lens swap on these is just as easy as the other ones. You're going to push the tab down, slide it out, rotate in, and then pull your lens out. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me get my flathead screwdriver here. So I've noticed with these goggles, doing lens swaps on them and things like that, that at the beginning, when the goggle is new, it's hard to push the tab down with your thumb. And they say in the manual, they're like, you know, slide it forward, push it down with your thumb. I've noticed that that's a little hard to do right from the beginning. So I'm going to show you how I do it on a brand new goggle, because usually if you're changing out the lens the first time you've done it, that system in there is pretty new. So it's going to be a little bit stiffer than normal. All right, so here we go. On this one right here, we've got our assembly that is right in here. And you can see this black little piece here. This is the latch or the lock system on there. It's got a couple little fingers on it that stick up like this, and they rest up on a ledge. You have to push these fingers down so that they can slide out and underneath the ledge. Now, when they're resting up on top, if you try to push on this part to bring them down, you'll probably just break it. So they won't go past this little ledge right here. So what you need to do is this unit, you need to slide it over so that it clears the ledge, and then you can push it down, and then you can slide it out. So what we're going to do here is, the first thing I do with these rubberized ears, or the foam ears, is I pull the tab, or pull the foam so that the housing for the tab assembly is outside of the foam. When it's like this, and it's like in place, if you unlock the tab, it's really hard to pull the tab out because the foam ear is in the way. So if I pull the foam ear away from the tab on the top and bottom, you can see now I've pulled it away from the bottom right here. I've pulled it away from the top. When I go to grab this and pull it out, it's got all this room to move on the outside of the rubberized foam ear rather than on the inside. It just makes it easier. So now what we're going to do is we're going to push this housing, the lock mechanism, forward. That's going to pull it off of the ledge and allow us to collapse it down. So it moves maybe 1/8 of an inch. It doesn't move far, so don't expect this giant movement of your lock assembly right there. It really just goes like That's our movement change right there. From that to that. That's the difference right there. Once we have that forward, it says on here, right here, it says press here. Now doing that with my thumb, it's hard to do. I take a flathead screwdriver and I push that down. Now if it doesn't pop down real easy, it's probably because your lock has slid back a little bit. So I'm going to hold it now this time. Oh, I want you guys to be able to see it in there. There, so now that's down. I've pushed it down. And now I should be able to pull it right out. And there we go. Here's that little mechanism right there. These are the little fingers. And I'm pushing this down like this when I'm trying to unlock it. So we're going to do the same thing to the other side. I'm going to come at it from this side this time. I'm going to push it forward. I'm going to unlock it. And then I can slide it back. Now this one I haven't done the earpiece, and you can see when this tries to move back, it's fighting against the backing right here. It's trying to slide backwards into this ear. So again, I'm going to fold that out. Fold that out. And now I should be able to just grab this and slide it back if my lock hasn't snapped back up. And it has kind of a little bit. And now I can slide that out. And you see there's a little sign that says unlocked. If this doesn't slide in all of the way and it's sticking out like that, you know that you haven't locked your tab properly right there. When this is all together, this piece that says unlocked gets covered up by this and you can't see it anymore. All right, so now that we've got the tabs unlocked, we can take these two wing pieces on the side and we can just pivot them in. They've got a pivot right here. And then we can just slide our lens out. Replace our lens with whatever color we want. Put it back in. Slide our pivots out. Now when our pivots go out, we have to be very, very careful that they go all the way out. If our pivot doesn't go all the way out, it is possible to slide the lock mechanism back in to the pivot because it goes into the pivot, but it doesn't actually hook the lens in place. So the lens could still pop out if the pivot isn't all the way over. So we want to make sure that our pivot comes all the way over to the very edge right here. And then we try to put the lock mechanism in. Another thing you want to look for with these versions that have a soft ear on them is you can see this is the earpiece right here. When we slide this piece over, you want to make sure that your ear section is in front of this, kind of like this little tab right here. This tab is what slides into or pivots into the hole in the lens and holds the lens in place. So we don't want anything obstructing that. So this front piece of foam needs to be set forward so that we pivot over. That little lip on the pivot can go into the hole on the lens and lock it in place. And the foam isn't obstructing that from happening. All right, so we've pivoted all the way over. I think I'm saying pivot a lot right now. Now we're going to take our lock mechanism and we're going to slide it back in, and making sure that we're holding our pivot over. We don't want this to creep open like this while we're trying to put this section together. So push it all the way over. Get our lock in, push it all the way in, and then pull it back. So we push it in, it allows those fingers to come under when we push it in, and they pop up. Then we want to pull it back and lock it over the top. So then we just pull back and lock. You won't hear it snap or anything like that. It just will do its job. All right, so we're going to make sure, I'm going to fold this open again. I'm going to make sure my foam is in front right there. I'm going to tuck it down in there, pivot over, hold my pivot closed, take my pin or my tab, slide it in, and then pull it back. And you can see, you can't see the unlocked symbol on there anymore. And we're all done. I didn't mention that the strap on the bottom, the chin strap, does have the Virtue logoing on it, and it is just a normal snap like that. Nothing fancy on it. There you have it. This is the Virtue XS II in clear. It's available on the website. Order yours today through ANSgear.com.